Hey everyone, welcome back to Is It Worth Seeing Theatrically, where we dive into whether the latest release deserves your theater bucks. I'm Chris, and today we're talking about Captain America Brave New World. No spoilers, just straight talk about if this is worth your time and money, and let's get into it. So, let's talk about the performances. I was actually surprised by Anthony Mackie. I thought he did a wonderful job as Sam Wilson in this one, in the role of Captain America. I don't know if he's gotten better over the years, or if this one he actually decided to try and bring more to the character. Anthony Mackie for me has been kind of an enigma as far as movie roles he's been in. He's always kind of come off as neutral with his performance. He's never really quite stood out. If you kind of close your eyes and watch and listen to him talk, it's kind of hard to determine whether he's supposed to be angry or mad. Like there's nothing to his voice typically where it's like you can hear the emotions there. They always seem to be missing, and I kind of felt like that wasn't the case with him in this movie. It's kind of like he took it upon himself to actually be much better than he has in the past as far as the role goes, and trying to bring more of an emotional tone to it. Like you could tell when he's smiling, when he's happy, when he was kind of angry, like it's there, and it always seemed to be missing in previous movies with him. So I was surprised, and I thought he did a wonderful job. And then of course Harrison Ford, everybody kind of expected him to be good, and him and Anthony Mackie play off each other so well in this one, and it works great. And then a lot of early reviews and critics said the action scenes were pretty terrible, and they weren't Captain America Winter Soldier amazing, or Captain America Civil War. But I don't think the fight sequences in this one were near as bad as people were making it out to be, and it may have also been because I went in with such a kind of low expectation of the movie that I was more surprised by the fighting. The flight sequences in the movie are really amazing, and I think that's where they really kind of showcase the difference between Sam Wilson and Steve Rogers' Captain America, because he is supposed to have been a pilot beforehand, and so it's kind of a great distinction between the two characters that you typically don't think about. They also talk about CGI was another thing that was like, oh, this is so bad. The only thing they did good was the Red Hulk. I didn't notice like really bad CGI. This actually looked better than some of the more recent Marvel movies have looked. So I thought the CGI was pretty good in this one. Now, where I think this one kind of falls apart is it's kind of a two issue series. One is the writing for the movie. It tries to recapture that feeling that we got with Captain America Winter Soldier and Civil War, where there was these sense of intrigue and there's this mystery going on and everything, and the writers try and make you they kind of treat it as though the audience is not as smart as them, and so they can't figure this stuff out, which is a huge issue, because the entire movie is so like borderline almost written for like 5-year-olds. It's like if you were to pick up a child's book that's supposed to be like about mystery and intrigue, and so you know, as you get older, you can look at it and you can go, oh, I know exactly where this is going. I know what the plot's going to be. I know where exactly it's going to go because it's so easily laid out. And I think part of the reason why the writing has this issue too is because of the marketing. There was too much revealed in the marketing, in the trailers especially, that makes it so you know what's going on. So all of the secret moments, the big reveals of the movie and everything we've already seen, which really just takes away from any kind of good writing these guys might have had. And then there are lines in the movie that kind of feel like they are possibly notes from Kevin Feige, because people didn't watch Captain Falcon and the Winter Soldier TV show, and so there were characters introduced in that one. This one they kind of reintroduced the characters, but they do it in such a way that you're like, the only person they're talking to is the audience, because the people already in the movie already know who these characters are. But it just kind of feels like a note that was placed there. It was like, oh, you can't just bring this character in here and not explain who they are, even though it makes absolutely no sense. So, I mean, its weakest aspect for me was kind of the writing. But is it worth seeing theatrically? Well, absolutely. I mean, despite its flaws, this movie is definitely a step up from some of the more recent Marvel entries. It's definitely got some decent action. Performances are great. It's 2 hours long, so it certainly isn't as long as some of the other Marvel movies have been, which is nice. Because I'm getting to that point in my life where 2 hour plus movies are a little bit harder for me to sit through in one sitting. And I'm sure there's a lot of people out there that have that same issue where you can only sit there and watch a movie for so long before it's just too much. But yeah, if you're looking for something to see in the theater, this is certainly worth seeing theatrically. I think it's going to look better on the big screen than it would at home. Even if you have a amazing sound system and everything, sometimes it's a little bit more fun to get out and watch it on a really big screen than it is the smaller ones. Especially with some of the air fights and everything in this movie. Seeing it on the big screen just is kind of nice to see. So I want to thank you for watching this episode of Is It Worth Seeing Theatrically? What did you think? Have you seen it? Are you planning to? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell for more movie reviews and recommendations. Next time we'll look at another big release, so stay tuned and catch you later.